you stand for.
Oh,
I
man.
will break your goddamn ass. You ain't nothing but a punk bitch. Fuck you and every goddamn thing you stand for.
Bro, who invited this dude, bro? What the fuck?
So, bye.
I'd
Boy,
rather
bye.
watch softcore porn than have to watch all of that.
Dude, whatever you're smoking, buy a ton of it.
I'm the greatest fat cock in all the fucking face of the earth right now.
Then it makes me look like I got owned or something.
It's not clever. It's not interesting. It's not even funny.
You guys can't coach, to be honest with you. It's the high school coach.
Yeah, go ahead, Unabomber. What the fuck are you saying about the SEC, bro?
Well, this is smacking off. If you don't like it, change your diaper and leave.
You should be thanking me that I'm talking about Tennessee.
Boomer motherfucking Sooner.
U.S. is far better than Oklahoma historically.
Your meatloaf is moist as my pussy cat. I promise you that one.
Don't be ridiculous right now, okay?
Fuck you, Freeze.
Please welcome our guest referee, Landon Beeman.
Bro, who invited this dude, bro?
You know what, motherfucker?
Just like football, man.
Simon.
Your own fan base is
Simon.
Talk to me, baby. I'm here. I'm listening. I'm with you.
That would get so goddamn mad.
What's up?
Hey, we're going to talk sports tonight. We didn't really talk a lot of sports.
No, it's been about group drama, which is
it's kind of a sport, but
it is. It is. This is how we.
Less exercise than bowling, though.
What's that the emperors used to do? That to get what a fete? Am I saying that wrong? Fete.
Maybe.
Where they would basically just kind of like after everybody was like all keyed up after a great gladiator match. He'd say, "Okay, fat time," and everybody take their clothes off and start screwing and pouring wine on each other. You never seen Spartacus?
No. Is there any actual evidence that actually happened before?
Yeah, I think so. Caligula. You never saw the movie Caligula with Malcolm McDowell? Malcolm McDowell from Clockwork Orange also has Peter O'Toole. For a shit movie, it's actually pretty good, and it's got some really naughty bits in it too. I strongly recommend it. If you like Game of Thrones, go hit up old school Caligula. Yeah, I mean, it's got Peter O'Toole. It can't be horrible. Yeah, even and it's not the greatest movie in the world, but at the same time, it's got Malcolm McDowell and Peter O'Toole. So I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's a really strange movie. You just got to see it one time in your life.
All right, tonight we're going to bring on Walter Bryan, which was on the other night.
Yeah,
it was a holdover from the other night. He really wanted to talk.
WB.
We're going to bring in some Dane Kelley.
I know that guy. Yeah. We're going to be talking about the some of the most overrated programs, college football programs of all time.
And there's no need trolling Uncle Lou tonight. He's at a
yeah, Uncle Lou is actually in town. Uncle Lou is what, about 10 miles from us, if that?
Something like that.
8 to 10 miles, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm on a GPS in a minute, but yeah, I pass by there all the time, the BJCC. In fact, I was there not long ago. I saw the Leon Bridges show. I came this close to actually saying, "No, I want to do it tonight," and going down there with him.
Well,
earlier in the week, when I kept seeing the ads pop up on the face wall there about Tool coming to town. I've never seen Tool live.
I've seen video.
Yeah, I mean, not I'm not a huge.
I bet Walter's seen Tool live, haven't you, Walter?
What's up? Can you hear me tonight?
I can.
Have you seen Tool live?
Have I seen Tool live? I actually saw him at Lollapalooza.
Yeah,
back in 97.
Well, that's what Uncle Lou. Wow. Yeah. Uncle Lou is in Birmingham tonight, watching Tool down at the Legacy Arena.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I'll never forget, man. I pulled up to the stadium. Well, it was a amphitheater that they have in Nashville.
What's up, Dane?
All
right.
Sober was blaring. Like I could hear it in the parking lot. They were just blasting Sober when I got there.
Yeah.
And hell, I don't remember the rest of it. I jumped the fence to get in. I got in for free.
Yeah, Lollapalooza at 97. How old were you at the time?
17.
Oh, yeah. You were strung out on the pots, I'm sure.
Dane, have you ever seen Tool live?
No, I wish.
Yeah, Tool's playing in Birmingham. Derek Rakoff is as always living the dream, the life that we want to live.
You're probably not going to
be somewhere in North Carolina soon.
Some people will maybe agree with me, and some people will not. But I think that System of a Down is kind of like Tool on steroids. If you compare their sounds,
yeah. There are definitely some similarities.
Oh, man, I read an article like a week ago, and I was shocked that it was like the top 20 greatest rock singers of all time, and Maynard was like 5th on the list or something. I mean, he got a lot of credit.
Yeah,
Shannon Madden. next?
I don't know. I'm sure I'm pretty high.
Man, we're going to break out an acoustic and a microphone one night, and we're going to perform on the show.
I can actually sing, sort of.
I'll listen to that.
I was singing some Willie Nelson today.
What was that, Walter?
Give Cowboy Adam a run for his money.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's no way that I could come close to the greatness of Cowboy Adam, of course, but I can hold my own. Yeah, I know my way around a karaoke.
You could give Melissa a run for money.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give up your day job if that's the case.
I mean, no, because I'm a plumber, man. I'm making that cash. I'm making that bread. I can feed the baby. I can feed the baby and put some shoes on her. Woo! Check that shit out.
I have to do some of my own plumbing. That shit sucks.
Wait till she really wait till shoes become an issue, because right now the baby probably won't wear them.
I'm going to teach my daughter to live cheaply, like I do.
How old's your daughter, Shannon?
She is just hit what? She's like 10 months old. Fixing to be 11 months old. Yeah, she's got her first birthday coming up pretty soon. I got to do something about that.
You're just getting started, then, man. That's pretty cool. You're on the hell of a ride.
Yeah, I started late. Well, I'm the oldest of 14 children, and being the oldest of a household that large, and the same mom, it's definitely a challenge, and you're kind of thrust into that position of the third parent of the household.
What did you have to do to get attention by the time there was 4 or 5 kids?
You already know that. You were in a band with me. I used to jump up in front of people, hundreds of people.
Anybody that ever came to me and said, "Man, what's wrong with that guy?" I said, "He's the oldest of 14 kids."
Yeah, that's what did it.
I don't see how you couldn't deprive at least one of 14 somehow.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a tough gig. My parents, my parents are they're legendary people in our community. Just because dad, had to feed and clothe the 14 kids, and then of course mom had to deal with them at home. And
heated the earth.
How long did it take before Lenny would hit y'all up off to the side and say you're gonna have to pay for some of these fucking clothes?
As soon as you were 18, you were pretty much I
was thinking 12.
No, you were getting the pressure earlier on, of course, but once you got a job, then that was pretty much it. Lenny was cashing out. So yeah, we all I worked my first full-time job when I was 16 because I through a bizarre set of circumstances. It's not your normal dropped out of high school story, but through a set of circumstances, I actually left high school at the end of 9th grade and did homeschooling for a couple of years. I didn't get in trouble or nothing like that.
Were you smoking pot?
No, not yet. I didn't start doing that till I was 18. Actually, and it's funny because we were in a really, really religious household at the time. Not Catholic or Mormon. They just, my parents had their beliefs,
Right.
So yeah, I didn't fool with that. I didn't go to any wild parties or nothing like that. I pretty much
Did you grow up in a church?
Yeah. What's that?
Did you grow up in a church? Did you spend a lot of hours in a church?
Yeah. But at the same time, they were like the weird, kind of charismatic Christian churches that lent a lot from the Pentecostal. So yeah, it was a strange time in my life.
No snake handling?
No snake handling. But
did you enjoy it?
Not really. I didn't walk away with a positive experience.
You would enjoy it now more to walk in and just watch one of those services.
I'm the fucking host. What are y'all doing asking me questions for? Jesus Christ!
I mean, somebody needs to ask you something.
Yeah. I mean, I give y'all one small little tiny detail of my personal life. Next thing you know, y'all are dissecting like whether I need to go to church or not. Fuck y'all.
We're gonna talk some football, man.
I didn't know all this, honestly. So.
No, yeah, I'm a pretty bizarre character. True story, and actually, there's only a couple people who have caught this in group, but I'm actually on my family tree right now. Cameron Diaz is on my family tree. She just married into my family. The Madden Boys from Good Charlotte, the band Good Charlotte had the big single back. That's my little cousins. That's my dad. Yeah, that's my dad's sister's kids.
Hey man, Good Charlotte can rock, man. They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're actually a lot big. A lot of folks don't know this, but they're actually huge. They're like Michael Jackson huge in Australia, and they actually do the voice in Australia. And both of them, I know Benji's got a place down there, and I know Cameron's got a place, but I don't know. Joel's still out in L.A., living on the Hollywood Hill right there behind the sign.
Well, that sucks.
Let's talk some football, man. I don't know if we can talk Alabama-Auburn because Looney Looney pulled out on us.
Man, y'all don't want to talk about that. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, Alabama Auburn is kind of really. I mean, that's. I don't know. It's kind of sad. It's almost as shitty of a game as Auburn Tennessee these days.
Man. I mean, y'all don't want to talk about it.
No, I don't mind talking about it.
I mean, we can talk about Alabama Auburn if you want to,
What
but I mean,
happened to Jerry though, man?
I mean, we're having a conversation about overrated.
He said something come up at the last second.
Well, we're having a conversation about overrated college programs tonight, and I mean, we can go ahead and start talking about Auburn if you want to.
I mean, I think Jerry wanted to pick a bone about that kick six game for some reason. I was just wondering.
I know which bone he wants to pick.
Jerry was on the sideline. He seen that dude definitely stepped out.
Oh,
he
really?
actually got a picture of it up with his phone.
Yeah, it's a little blurry.
It's a little
kind of like most of the pictures of Bigfoot you see. Yeah,
it's crazy, you know. But that was one loss I can say for Alabama that was significant in the last 6-7 years. I mean,
I can think of one that's a little more significant.
Like last year, yeah, that's one too. And the other loss to Clemson, but the kick six is right there on that list because Alabama was probably. Do you think that Alabama would have beaten Florida State for the national championship that year, Doug and Shannon? In 2013, do you think that Alabama would have beaten Florida State?
I don't know, but I think that when you simulate the game, Alabama comes out on top a lot. But that's just a simulation, and who knows? That's. I
gotta put this out there. The police just knocked on my door.
Yeah,
looking for the people next door.
Why?
Tell them you don't know me.
I don't. No, this has nothing. This is a local matter, apparently. Yeah, no, it's apparently the police were responding to a call next door. I don't know. Maybe I need to stick my head out. There's a lot of strange. Seriously, this is no lie. This happened about less than a month ago. There was a call, and it was like in the middle of the week or on a weekend or something like that. There was a call to the police, and apparently there was a naked woman had emerged from this guy's house. This is the guy that lives next door to me.
Oh.
And there was like a naked woman. She was not very attractive. But there was a naked woman that just popped out and started walking down the street and screaming stuff and this, that, and the other. And eventually
you could see the type of nudity. You could see the type of nudity that it was on National Geographic.
Yeah, it was definitely National Geographic type situation. It wasn't hot
all the way, huh?
It wasn't hot by any means.
No, they're Auburn people. They're all Auburn people over there.
Yeah. So that's but yeah, that's anyway. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to interrupt. That was just the craziness that the show encompasses sometimes.
So if we were going to count down, let's just say the 5 most overrated programs of the modern era, the last 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of them. If you really, and I mean, I know you guys might even throw Auburn in there.
I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't because Auburn's walked away with a national championship. All of the teams that Doug has listed in the graphic upcoming, I believe, are pretty now. They're natty list for quite some time.
Well, most of them they're not, and they're not. Who?
I've got a couple of teams that have won national championships fairly recently, but generally they're underwhelming.
Well, here's my argument for Auburn. We're not fucking rated. I don't care. I wish we were overrated, but if Auburn was ranked number 1 to start this season, there'd be a million motherfuckers like, no.
Now, it wouldn't shock me for Auburn to creep into the top 15 early in the season, though, depending on,
we can finish ranked if you're talking about.
I think Auburn actually overachieves more than they underachieve.
I do too, and I don't think we're ever ranked or overrated because no one ever believes in us really hardly. We've kind of created that stigma also,
Well,
Gus helped with that a little bit, but winning the big games it's hard to do. You got to get to the big game first, then you got to win it. So. But like I said, if Auburn was ranked number 1, motherfuckers would disbelieve instantly that Auburn had a chance.
I think Georgia has been rated high a lot, especially during the Rick years.
Unfairly, I agree.
And so Georgia is one of the first teams to come to my mind when I think about overrated. Of course, Michigan as well. is that
But they're highly talented, though. I mean, I hate to say that, but Georgia has been a football factory. Not the university, but the state of Georgia. I mean, they're highly talented.
But I say overrated just because they underachieved.
What is the most important issue confronting the American people in this election campaign? There's no question about the answer that I have found in traveling all over this nation. Above everything else, the American people want leaders who will keep the peace without surrender for America and the world. Henry Cabot Lodge and I have had the opportunity of serving with President Eisenhower in this cause for the last 7.5 years. We both know Mr. Khrushchev. We have sat opposite the conference table with him. We know what peace demands. We will keep America the strongest nation in the world, and we will couple that strength with firm diplomacy. No apologies, no regrets. Always willing to negotiate for peace, but never conceding anything without getting a concession in return.
Vote for Nixon and Lodge, November 8th.
They do.
A lot.
Magnificently. They fucking magnificently underachieve. I mean, the last two jokes are the funniest shit I've seen in college football history, almost. To all Georgia fans that are listening, I mean, that's some epic shit. And I loved it. I had to root for Alabama once just to fucking pull one of them off.
What was that?
In 2017.
Mm.
The epic joke, you know, what was it, 2nd and 26?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Tell me more about this.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tell me more about this.
Georgia fans know.
Dane, how you been doing, man?
Fantastic, man. Living the dream.
You got a new lease on life?
I do.
That's important.
It is.
Yeah, it's important to have any kind of lease on life, really.
Man, Clemson did not make my list. I can tell you that. They're about like Auburn. They're kind of underrated, if anything.
Okay. Well, I will say this, though, and Doug and myself were talking about this off air because we knew that Clemson Dane was coming on tonight. You know, that Clemson fans, as of late, have kind of beat their chest a good bit about, you know, and rightly so. I mean, hell,
they've won 2 of the last 4 national championships.
That was and not taking anything away from their performance against Alabama in the last national championship, because that was brutal. That was a complete dominant.
And the Oakland Raiders couldn't have beat Clemson.
Yeah, I mean they were on game. It took a perfect game, and they gave not only a perfect game, but I mean it was a complete heartbreak. It really was. If you're an Alabama fan,
they put Bama in a situation that Bama's not used to being in, and Bama did not respond.
No.
Well, I know why too. I went to that draft last week, and those 3 defensive linemen picked in the first round. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we should talk about that for the next 5 years.
Yeah, and you know the funny thing is that the conversation was about, you know, Clemson's much hyped offense in that game, but man, their defense was just incredible. Because again, go back and look at Alabama's offensive numbers that they'd put up leading into that game, and they were shut the fuck down.
Yeah,
so
it was professional, like, man.
Yeah.
So Dane, tell us who's your top 5 overrated programs of the modern era. And just go back to whenever you want to.
In no particular order. Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Notre Dame is definitely on a...
they go undefeated against shit, and then they make it to the big stage, and they get fucking pummeled.
Well, non-conference, too. Non-conference team. You got to give them a -1 for that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. What Dane is also a Clemson fan from the ACC, and a lot of folks consider Notre Dame to kind of be that redheaded stepchild that they keep in the basement of the SEC, or excuse me, the ACC. So I mean, yeah, but you're right.
A privileged child, in my opinion.
But I mean, with the NBC money still rolling in, I mean, I guess Notre Dame really has no reason to even consider doing such a thing.
I mean, they've been rated
the most plastic uniforms in college football, but that's about all.
Google the Catholic Church sometimes. See how much money the Catholic Church has. Notre Dame doesn't need to do shit. So
that's like military money.
I think they rake in something like $9 billion a year.
Wow.
Notre Dame, not the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Some kind of crazy number.
You think they'd win the national championship every now and then? At that
Well, you think? I mean, if they would, they're going to have to ease up on their standards a little bit. A lot of the great athletes can't qualify there.
Yeah, they don't want Jalen Hurts.
Nope. But they need him. But they need Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, they could use Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna tell you what, the Okies sure are high on Mr. Jalen.
All right, so that your number one team's Notre Dame. Your number one overrated team.
He said no particular order.
Yeah, he did say no particular order. Yeah, we're not going to.
Well, just for Sean Devine's sake.
Yeah, we're not trying to get him and Sean Devine going at it.
In my heart.
Wow.
Dane just doubled down.
Name another.
Georgia makes my
wow.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's. I think that's a general consensus. Georgia is a fine program. Don't get me wrong, but when we talk about some of the greatest programs of all time, I mean, Georgia has a really, really shitty track record of being able to punch it in.
Yeah. The 1980 speaks for itself.
Yeah. What else you got?
All right. Ohio State. I know they've won.
Alex Bryans.
That's an interesting addition because this is part of also one of the teams from our Blue Blood conversation.
And they do,
some time back.
They do have 2 national championships in the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
They do, but I mean they bring in. If anybody recruits with Alabama consistently over the past 10 years, I would say it's Ohio State right there with them.
Sure.
And Georgia as well, but. I mean, Al, you see...
Georgia's kind of come on more in the last 5 years, but...
Yeah.
Then I've got Florida. I don't know what it is about them. They are consistently overrated to begin the season just about every year.
You're right about that. Lately.
They don't...
Since Tebow left, they can't really get it rolling.
There's been a huge drop off after Tebow.
I got a funny feeling though that they may pull something out of their ass here pretty soon.
I would say that Florida and Georgia are pretty much neck and neck there, in that race. But Florida has won more conference championships and a national championship.
Thank you, Steve
I
Spurrier.
think Georgia edges them out a little bit there.
Yeah, definitely. Agreed. Oklahoma.
Ooh.
Timothy's just messing with you, Tim.
Yeah, you can't really seriously mean that.
Well, wait. You guys said modern era. You didn't say of all time. We're not going back to 1916.
Well, but at the same time, though, Oklahoma's had quite a bit of success, let's say, from 1950 on, I guess.
Yeah, they've had a lot of success in the last 3 years. I'm impressed with what they've done in 3 years.
Yeah, but even then, before then, I mean, they've had...
They were the team of the decade in the 50s.
Let me interject.
Go ahead.
They've had a tremendous amount of success since the year 2000, making it to national championship games or playoff games.
Yeah.
And what do they have to show for it?
But I mean, is the only criteria here, is the only criteria that we're looking at, negating 10 and 11 win seasons, just looking squarely at national championships. I mean, granted they have not won, they've only won one in the past 20 years.
And how many opportunities have they had?
Quite a few.
Oh yeah, a dozen.
Yeah.
But, hey, like I said, this year, last year, the year before that, they're on a roll. I mean, seeing two quarterbacks selected number 1 overall, both were dynamic. I mean, Baker and Kyler are both pretty awesome.
I don't know. I can't get behind this narrative, though. Even though the fact that they've only won one national championship in 20 years, they've still made...
That's embarrassing. I'm an Auburn fan, so I mean,
and you guys have had two since
and they embarrassed Alabama when it was in the Almost Bowl.
They did.
Well, we play a tougher regular season than Oklahoma does. I'll stand behind that every day.
Yeah,
if Oklahoma had to play our schedule, I don't think they would be.
Yeah, Auburn. To be fair, Auburn has played a much tougher schedule than Alabama has quite a few years recently.
Yeah. It's almost.
I think this year, this upcoming year is looking kind of like the same. Oregon
starting off. I mean, I don't know why we're doing this.
Let me tell you how hard of a schedule you should play. truthfully. The hardest schedule you need to play to get enough respect to get into the CFP, and no harder than that, because you can knock yourself out of it by overscheduling.
Yeah.
But my buddy made a point the other day, and we were looking at the Tennessee Titans' upcoming schedule, which is murder. And he made a point that well, if a team does make it out of that, then you got a team that can go all the way.
Yeah, but that's the NFL. You don't have to worry about opinions in the NFL, and the league makes the schedule too.
Same with college, though. If they make it out of it,
I mean, you're not gonna like if they make it out of it. They don't have to worry about opinions of it. I mean, if they win,
all bets off at that point. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, Auburn plays a rough schedule, and I don't think it makes any sense. But we're going to do it again for a few years. I think we've played the national champion the last four years in a row or something.
What's going on, guys? Sorry, I'm late.
Hey,
Jerry.
Yeah,
Jerry popped in. What's up, Jerry?
He's here.
We were just talking about Oklahoma being a hugely overrated team. Your comments?
Ooh. Say again?
We were talking about Oklahoma being a hugely overrated team. What are your comments?
I think they're in the wrong division.
You do what?
I think they're in the wrong. How do you say it? Not league. They're in the wrong division. If they were in the SEC or another division, I'd give them more respect than I give them for being in the Big 10 or Big 12.
Are you one of the people that thinks that Oklahoma, if they were in a let's say SEC or ACC, would be more a 8-9 win team every year?
Honestly, I think I'd say 10 wins.
So you think that they would still maintain the same success if they switch conferences?
Oh, they're a blue blood program. They're going to figure out they're going to figure out how to win wherever they're at.
Yeah.
Let me say this: if it weren't, I think the Big 12 conference would be the most overrated conference if it weren't for Oklahoma. They pretty much carried that conference.
You take Oklahoma out, they're a Power 5 conference, just about. With every once in a while, TCU sneaks in. You'll have one of those weird fluke years where Baylor pops up.
It don't take Texas much to start getting credit.
Now, Texas now. I don't know.
All
Texas
they had to do was beat Georgia. Boom!
I mean,
baby.
They've got that. They've got that win over USC back in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part,
quarterback this past year impressed me. Look, what is his name? Ellinger?
Yeah, Sam Ellinger.
I mean, he wasn't bad.
Or Ellinger. Is it Gur or Jer?
All right, so
I think it's Gur.
Jerry, I was telling Walter about the fact that you got a picture of the 2013 Alabama-Auburn game.
Man, it's Photoshop. They already told me.
You got a
man. You're not supposed to say things like that. You're supposed to keep it going.
You got a picture of what's his name? Chris. What the hell was his last name? Huh?
Chris Davis.
Chris Davis.
Yeah. Chris, oh, sorry. Yeah, that name escaped me for some reason or another.
It's a pretty common name.
Yeah, Chris Davis stepped out, and Looney's got a picture of it.
Yeah.
But seriously, though, Alabama fans, why does that play hurt y'all so much? I mean, it was. I watched it.
That was our perfect
I
season.
can't believe we're talking about this. We're talking about the most overrated college football programs in history. We're not talking about that horse shit on my show. I'm going to tell you what, man. Out of all the plays that I can possibly think of, because to this day, a lot of people think that's probably one of the most just bizarre plays ever in college football, ever. Right up there with George Teague stripping the ball out of the guy's hand and beginning to run back.
Well, you know what it was, Shannon? Here's what it was. It was the fact that it was the #1 rivalry in the nation. That it took place in. I mean, Alabama and Auburn deserve credit for that. We've been the #1 rivalry in the country for 10 years?
Yeah. It is a good game. It's typically a good game.
Yeah.
It's typically not what happened this last season.
From an outside perspective, it wasn't just that it was a kick six, because I mean, you hear about a kick six every once in a while, but it was because it was in the rivalry. Alabama had a perfect season going on.
Was marching their ass into the national championship game.
The game ended with that shit.
Let me ask you this, Dan. What do you think is the biggest rivalry in the country from an outsider's perspective?
definitely Alabama, Auburn. Maybe,
I mean, we're killing trees and shooting people over this shit. You know,
Ohio State.
Michigan, Ohio State would probably be a close second though, because if you get up in that area, it's pretty loud. Florida State used to be really loud back in the day.
That was a huge game back in the day.
Red River.
I would put Georgia and Florida up there as well.
Red River rivalry, yeah, that'd be another good one. Oklahoma, Texas.
Sorry, you're allowed to. We're on Smacking Off. We're still allowed to call it the world's largest. What is it called again? The
world's largest cocktail party.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you irritated with something we said on the podcast? Well then, fuck you. Call the Smack line and tell us all about it at 304-508-BAIT. Don't be a pussy fuck boy. Call the Smack line today. Messages left on our Smack line will be used at the end of Smacking Off the podcast episodes.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
I don't know. That could really apply to just about any tailgate.
A meteorite could hit that fucking stadium.
If you've ever partied in Gainesville, though, and made it out alive, you did something.
And Tennessee Vanderbilt's a pretty big game.
Well, I guess it is now. I'll
tell you what. I'll tell you what is
people
growing.
will actually watch that game this year.
If Stoops stays at Kentucky, Tennessee and Kentucky is going to become a pretty big game.
Yeah,
I think.
Man, three in a row ain't a rivalry, or however many it's been.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Vanderbilt over Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Vanderbilt, man, all the way.
I know. I never thought I would live to see 3 Tennessee losses to Vanderbilt.
Never. I never, ever anticipated anything like that in my lifetime.
Me neither. Tennessee didn't make my list either, but they almost did.
I'll tell you a team that gets that's highly rated a lot, but don't ever win anything, and that's Wisconsin.
Women's college basketball, man. They were dominant in that.
Yeah, but I mean, you know.
Hey, man. I heard that sound again. Do y'all hear that sound?
Yeah, I hear it too. I heard it when Looney came in. Looney, we suspected this the other night, but yeah, we caught you now. It's definitely your device. What do you got us on speakerphone or something?
Yeah.
Take it off speakerphone, because that's what's killing it, I think.
I got a brand new phone.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, so I can hear you now, and there's none of this chitter chatter.
Motherfucker's got a good speaker on it, man.
It really does. You sound like you're in studio with us. What do you got? Let's go ahead and hype your phone here. What do you got?
I got the S10 Plus.
Oh, okay. Samsung guy. Android. Yeah. That's my man.
The GOAT.
I'm actually an LG guy. Because I'm brutal with my phones. I've stopped buying expensive phones a long time ago. In fact, my phone got a crack in the screen today. But I get the LG Stylo.
I have a phone so that I can call somebody if I break down.
Yeah, Doug's a Luddite for the most part. Man, Doug was very late to the cell phone game, I might add.
Yeah,
smartphone game.
Yeah, I really don't care. I don't really do anything on a smartphone because I'm going to hop on a PC. It's a lot easier.
I don't know.
I'm a PC guy.
I'm an Android guy all the way. I do, especially with the internet porn. Oh man, dude. I mean, to be able to flick through dirty flicks just with a flick of a finger because my other hand's busy. It's the most amazing thing ever.
How many browsers do you have open on your phone right now?
No, I keep my shit closed down. Because I'm also my first wife was actually a computer person. She was a computer geek, so I learned at a very young age on the PCs to always close your windows because
never know. Let me ask you this: what do you do first? Turn the computer off or pull up your pants?
Oh God, turn it off. No, yeah, you don't ever once you finish your business, it's done. I mean, that shit's nasty. You got to cut that off.
Somebody walks in on you. What do you do first? Turn the computer off, and pull up your pants?
I'm not. No, I keep going, baby. What are you talking about? I'm like Louis C.K. That just makes me harder.
You got an audience, man.
Yeah. And then you got to yell out, hey, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I'm almost done. Yeah.
See what happens when you bring up kick, Jerry. These bangers get emotional and shit.
I'm trying to see where I got emotional. I'm not crying right now. I didn't say anything. And if you ever fucking bring that up on my fucking show again, I swear to God, I'm going to come to your fucking house. How about that, big boy?
I'll bring it up again.
All right. So, all right, we're back with our.
How about Tiggy's Huskies?
Fuck them.
Oh, they suck.
Yeah, but
man, they are massive.
They won their conference last year, guys. Come on now. They won their conference last year.
Is Tiggy for real? Like, is he really a Husky fan?
Yeah, I'm Tiggy.
We're all Tiggy.
No, it's just me. It's just me. And we have a dude that lives down the road coming to do the voice.
Yeah.
Tiggy's got them facts, man. It probably is you, Doug.
Yeah, right. Has Tiggy ever used the fact?
No.
He twists facts.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, when he was talking about the draft, he included every Washington player that went to the pros, but didn't get drafted. It was like 14 or something. Everybody else, he only...
Bro. Look,
I didn't know they had a player get drafted, honestly. Did they?
They actually got a lot of people drafted for, it was like 8, I think. They had 8.
Hey, the Tennessee Titans took one by the name of Jake Locker, and he fucking sucked. Dude, he played for like 4.5 years and retired. And I don't like to watch him.
Hey, is Nick Eason about to play out there now?
That's true.
Nick Eason, their quarterback.
Oh boy, they really are scraping the bottom of the barrel, huh?
Nick, Jacob, whatever the fuck his name is.
After considering hundreds of 75 automobiles, Road and Track magazine picked the Volkswagen Rabbit to be the best car in the world for under $3,500. Toyota, Datsun, Pinto, Vega, Honda, Fiat were all considered, but only the Volkswagen Rabbit made it. It's the best car in the world for under $3,500. You gotta drive it to believe it.
You are now experiencing Smacking of the podcast. Like and comment on our videos and subscribe to our channel. Fuck each and every motherfucker who don't.
Yeah, they had an awesome draft.
Hey, did I mention Wisconsin? Has the team ever done more for the last 20 years and not win anything?
Oh, wow. I never even thought about them.
Yeah, that's the problem. They always wind up hovering around in the top 5, and they always have some spectacular meltdown toward the end of the season.
They've won a good number of BCS bowls, and
they have, but they just haven't won.
New Year's 6 bowls.
They just haven't. They haven't gotten to a playoff yet. Which you would have, if somebody would have asked me to name some teams when the playoff was starting, if they would have said by 2020. What teams will have been to the playoffs? I would have definitely put Wisconsin in my top 5.
At least once, yeah.
But are they ever really rated again like Auburn? Does anybody really think Wisconsin's going to win the national championship?
They do get a little bit more credit than Auburn does, I think.
Wisconsin fans do.
Wisconsin does get a lot more credit than Auburn, which, again, pointing out the fact that Auburn has won 2 national championships in the past 20 years.
No. Just one. They played for one and lost.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, Wisconsin has played for 0 of those.
We won that fucking game against Florida State too. If we hadn't scored 2 fucking goals, damn it.
Yeah, if they hadn't caught you reading their plays.
That really is a tale.
Hey man, we had like a 20. What was it? Like a 28-0 fucking lead.
Was it Damian Craig that
fucking lead, man? Quick.
Didn't Damian Craig show up with the Florida State's playbook or some shit like that? Yeah, that's what I heard.
And then Jimbo, I saw footage of Jameis Winston saying, "Hey, he's reading our plays," and then Jimbo fucking has guys bring out the towels to cover up their signals, and then from that point forward.
Did you ever hear me?
It was all FSU.
Did you ever hear me say that Gus did cheat? No, I've never said that Gus did cheat.
Well, I don't think it's cheating if to like just watch somebody from the sideline and be able to read their plays.
Right.
That's not really cheating.
On Florida State for not changing their shit up.
Well, they knew they had a former assistant on the other sideline.
Yeah. Right. So
that was Florida State's problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Until they figured it out, and then it was Auburn's problem.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man. It hurts me to lose to fucking Jimbo and Jameis.
Jameis Winston. Oh, crab legs.
So I got a question for you guys.
Jerry Looney.
Do you see Jimbo winning a national championship while in the SEC?
No, not at Texas A&M. No, Texas A&M's on my list. I'll tell you that much.
A lot of folks are high on the Texas A&M train going into the season. Yeah.
A lot, though.
Yeah.
And he's right. They did get
last year, though. Fucking Auburn beat Texas A&M. I didn't even think we were going to win that game, but we somehow still managed to beat.
Hell, I didn't.
I mean, y'all didn't have but about 20 yards rushing. Am I right?
Yeah, we've only lost to Texas A&M once since they joined the conference, so I don't know if it's going to get any better for them.
It was in 2012 too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But they upgraded with Jimbo, though, no doubt.
Now hold on, I can think of at least two that y'all lost.
Guys, I'd be worried if I were LSU and and Mississippi State. I'd be worried about that.
Well, here's the problem. Over at A&M, they've got more money than God. They got almost as much money as Texas. And if they can figure out how to distribute that money correctly, like Alabama does, then they could be pretty dangerous.
I saw an article the other day that said that nobody has more money in their athletics department than A&M.
I'm sure Alabama's second.
No, I think Texas
is up there, but apparently A&M has overtaken them.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
Alabama's top 5. And
I figured Notre Dame would be in there somewhere.
Notre Dame football wise, I think they may be talking about the whole athletics department. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I don't know. I know Notre Dame's up there.
Isn't Jimbo like a $70 million coach? I mean, that's pretty big.
I guess we're going to find out. He needs to win the SEC once, and
Gus is a $49 million coach.
I said 70.
And worth every penny.
Alabama kicked in some of that money.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Alabama's
you know that, Walter, right?
Helping pay Gus.
Alabama kicked in a little bit of that money for Gus.
Actually, Jimbo is the third highest paid coach in the country, is he not?
Yes.
Harbaugh and Saban.
Yes.
Harbaugh, yeah, that's a waste of money right there.
Is the highest paid.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Dabo got that big fat raise so he wouldn't run off to Alabama when Nick's other hip goes out. Man, you want to talk about this? Is exactly what it was. This is what happened. I think I posted this in group when that was announced. Was that really? It's kind of like Clemson came to Dabo, or excuse me, Clemson came to Dabo, and said, "Look, I went ahead and got all of my money together, every bit of my money together, and I bought you a brand new Ferrari, and I bought you this big giant huge diamond ring. Will you marry me?" And Dabo's sitting over there scrolling on his phone. He's scrolling on his phone, looking through dick pics, and says, "Oh, that's nice, sweetie. Sure." Yeah, that's.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. Auburn would pay $100 million for Dabo. You know what I'm saying? Clemson's lucky. I think Dabo is the second best coach in the country, honestly.
I don't know. Dabo, if Dabo pulls one more like he did last year, I don't know. This conversation is going to be a little bit different now as far as
it's getting interesting.
Number 2, yeah. As far as currently right this second, now, of course, Dabo's going to have to do a lot more to be able to equal St. Nick.
Let me go ahead and throw this out there.
But he's definitely making it happen.
I got to throw this out there, Dane, and I hate to tell you this. I looked at the contract. I looked at the Alabama clause. Alabama will pay that. They won't have any problems paying that.
Yeah, they've already secured that money. But as soon as the ink was wet and it made the
that don't mean Dabo will come.
The old boys got together. The Alabama trustees got together and said, "Yeah, we're going to go ahead and just put this money aside and get ready."
They got that Walmart money together.
Yeah,
every goddamn thing in Walmart around here is Alabama.
Yeah.
Where are you at, Walter?
I'm in Southern Tennessee, right above the Alabama state line.
You got a lot of.
What the hell are you doing up there?
Do you got Alabama stuff in your Walmart?
You need to get out of there and get back
down. Oh man, that's all there is. Alabama.
Really?
Not one single Auburn or even Georgia apparel. It's like you go to Walmart. It's Alabama and Tennessee.
Huh? What closest Tennessee town are you? What closest Tennessee town do you live near?
I'm in Lynchburg, man. Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
So, are you like on the Chattanooga side of the state?
No, I'm the Huntsville. I'm closest to Huntsville than anything.
Okay, so
you're not far from Nuga at all.
You're not far.
No.
We can come up and visit
No, I'm
you
not
sometime.
We never played in Huntsville.
When you go see the aquarium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Middle Tennessee
I've
State.
seen it actually.
Middle Tennessee State.
We've been there, Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro.
MTSU. Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the biggest university in the state.
We
All
played
right?
the Borough, man. We played like the ultimate club there.
Just like UAB is the
legendary
biggest. UAB is the biggest university in the state of Alabama.
Yeah.
And don't forget, if you go right up the road a little more, there's Vanderbilt, and they run the state currently.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
they do right now.
maybe not as far as football goes, but well, no, maybe as far as football goes too.
No, they run the state in football.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're just saying that because you want to piss off your Tennessee fans.
No, he's right. He's absolutely correct. I'm going to go back and look it up again.
Bet on Vanderbilt next year to fucking win. I would never have bet on Vanderbilt growing up.
Why don't we be Vanderbilt fans? Join what's his name, Jared Rifkin.
Tennessee by 2 touchdowns this year.
You think so?
Tennessee wins this year.
Tennessee by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they've definitely got the fire in their belly. But then again, if they lose though, this may be the end of the Pruitt era. No sooner than it began.
If they lose to Vanderbilt, I don't know. I think they'll give them a little bit longer because things were fucked up in Tennessee.
Yeah, this is true. But if they have the same or a similar showing that they had last year, then all of that loud talk about Jeremy
beating
Pruitt.
Auburn on the road last year was pretty.
That was big.
It was big for Tennessee.
Yeah.
What was it? 5 fucking turnover day.
Yeah.
Jordan Hare is a very, very tough place to win.
It was still a pretty close game too, wasn't it? What was the score?
Yeah, we took the lead in like the fucking third quarter.
Was it like 35 to 21?
I think so.
I don't know. It was terrible.
You don't want to look back on it, do you?
Not really.
The Jordan Hare a few years ago when Clemson went.
I call it Jordan Hare myself.
Jordan Hare.
Yeah, it's that's how it's spelled.
We've got fans, right? Jordan Hare's got fans,
dude.
Well, yeah, but if you hang around Auburn, Opelika area, there ain't shit to do down there except kill trees.
Well, hey, there was a recent poll not too long ago, and actually Auburn finished as like the most, I don't know if you would call it educated or just call it docile fan base as there is.
Docile? Meaning not very exciting?
They're docile because
I was impressed.
Hey,
I was impressed.
little known fact about Auburn, they grow a lot of pot down there. I think that probably has to do with the docile.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this: the Aubs that came to Tuscaloosa last year looked pretty docile in the stands to me.
Yeah, they were,
especially toward the end of the game.
Yeah,
I feel the need to get something off my chest.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Okay. Yeah, Lord.
Back when the redneck poisoned the tree down in Auburn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You ain't gonna break something.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get something straight right now. We don't refer to him as the redneck that killed the tree. We refer to him with the respect that he's given his title, Uncle Harvey. Uncle Harvey Updike tried to save thousands and thousands of trees that are used to make the toilet paper that hang from those branches by just killing a couple small trees. He was trying to solve really an ecological disaster, if you want to get down to it. So yeah, we're going to go ahead.
Even Walter agrees.
We're going to go ahead and put some respect in your mouth right now when we talk about Uncle Harvey. So go ahead, Jerry. What were you saying?
Yeah, when he done that, I remember how much impact it had on the community or the Auburn fans.
Fuck them.
Yeah, it did. Hey, it was a motivation, though. It was motivation, too.
Motivation.
Hey, when did this happen? When did it happen? 2000.
After Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's
what propelled us.
That's what got y'all to finally win in 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, we needed that rabbit's foot, man.
If I'd have known that, I'd go down on Toomer's Corner and take a dump every fucking game.
It sure didn't help. It sure didn't help.
Put a fire under y'all's ass.
It didn't help at all in 2011, 2012.
Nope.
Oh God, 2012 was horrible.
Was that the 49 to nothing?
Mm-hmm.
And Saban called off the dogs. He actually could have went ahead and made that one the biggest differential in the game history.
Yeah, that's how you handle rivalry, though.
Yeah, you don't, because they pay that shit back,
Daddy,
and they paid it back anyway.
Yeah, you call me Daddy, bitch.
Hey,
say my name.
Yes.
If Alabama were to play Clemson in a season opener, who would you give
Alabama.
Are we talking about this season, or are we talking about, because there's a lot of variables that go into things like that.
First game of the season, I was just, and I'm gonna tell you what, Alabama.
I would give it to Alabama.
Hey, Clemson. Hey, Dane, congratulations on being ranked number 1 to start the season, by the way, because that's like normally Alabama.
Yeah.
As long as you end up 1 through 4, you're fine.
I love it because I want to see
Last time we won the national championship, we started number 2. It was like, what the fuck?
I wish that they would keep Alabama like hovering down toward the bottom of the
It was
top
because
10
of the type of game
for the
it was.
first half
It was
of the
really
season.
close, and it come down to like one play. And I just think that people thought, well, yeah, Clemson won, but Bama's still the better program. But that's not the thought right now.
Well, I mean, and you were, but still, I felt a little bit.
I don't know if we were or not. That's just a perception. Perception is never, well, I mean, it can be reality, but.
No, I mean, you definitely were the next year.
Oh, yeah.
I think y'all proved that.
I don't know. I don't know, man. There's an argument that Clemson should have been ranked number 1 to start that season. The year that they went on to win the national title.
Well, and there were some, we
were ranked number 1 for part of that season.
Little known fact.
Then lost to Pittsburgh.
Little known fact here is that Bama or Clemson has not won this from the number 1 seed.
Mm-mm.
The number 1 seed is doomed so far in this CFP. They're doomed. They don't win. It's always number 2 or number 4.
All good things must come to an end. So, sir, I think we're gonna see a change in that.
Hold on now, you're not seeded just because you're number 1 now. What I mean is seeded first.
Yeah, there's so much. Yeah, there's so much season left.
You got to watch out.
30-0.
Okay,
we're doing that shit.
30-0.
Watch out for Syracuse.
Say, you gals think you're lucky you can get Swanson TV turkey dinners, but I say Swanson TV turkey dinners are a bigger break for husbands. Now, you take me. I can be early, I can be late, I can bring pals to dinner anytime I please, and get this, my wife never panics. She just takes Swanson TV turkey dinners from the freezing compartment of our refrigerator when I'm a little off schedule. Oh, and right you are, Jack. And that is because Mary Lou knows that she can have a swell dinner ready in just 25 minutes. Right. And talk about easy. Well, she just pops Swanson TV turkey dinners in a hot oven. You know, they're oven ready in individual heat and serve trays. With Swanson TV turkey dinners, you just heat and you serve big and hearty slices of moist, tender Swanson turkey with grand giblet gravy and special cornbread dressing and fluffy whipped sweet potatoes with golden Swanson butter and garden fresh peas with more butter. Mother Murphy, lucky me. My wife uses Swanson TV turkey dinners. And make your husband lucky, too. Get Swanson TV turkey dinners, Swanson TV fried chicken dinners, Swanson TV beef dinners from your grocer's big freezer.
Smacking Off invites you to join us on the podcast. If you have an opinion on an upcoming game, some commentary on your conference, or want to roll with one of your fellow smackers on air, hit us up. You can message us at the Smacking Off or X's and O's Facebook pages, email me at maddenShannon@toothfairy.com, or call us on the Smack Line, 304-508-BAIT. And as always, fuck your team.
They're excited.
Syracuse.
They're excited up in New York.
They really are. They're playing some ball now. When Clemson comes down,
the best team to start this season. Honestly, though, this is like I can make this argument. Like I honestly believe that Alabama might be the better team this year, but they're not starting the season ranked number 1. Ironically, simply because of like Jerry Jeudy and company. I mean,
I think Saban's probably got a plan.
And Justin Ross, sir, come on.
If Saban's smart, he looks at the schedule and he figures out where to drop a game. Don't drop the Auburn game because that might not happen like it did last time. But if they drop,
Judy's nice, but he's no Justin Ross.
Judy's the best receiver in the country. I've said that for
dude.
Yeah.
Ross
Justin
outshone
Ross,
everybody in the national championship game. He showed up when it mattered the most.
Who did?
Who was that, Jerry?
I said Ross showed up in the national championship game when it mattered the most.
True.
Oh, he did, but Judy showed up all year, man. I mean, Alabama had that night. I thought Alabama was going to win that night, but still, Judy, first round draft pick, probably top 15. Really.
Well, I mean, it's hard. You got to remember that Ross was a true freshman, and he plays at wide receiver U. So I mean, it's kind of hard for him to. You know what I'm saying? He's got to share the ball with all these other fucking bosses we've got at wide receiver.
But you got to look at
by the way, we got 2 new ones that are fucking fantastic.
I saw that. Whew. Auburn missed. We whipped on the best receiver in the fucking.
I'm just fooling with you. Go ahead.
Shut the hell up. The bull is HIV positive.
But you know, from Auburn's perspective, you got to look. I look around my conference and who's the best players and who do we have to face. If you're game planning, fucking Jerry Jeudy, man, he's about the best player in the SEC.
He's good.
The police is coming.
Everybody's dealing with the police tonight.
Well,
it's getting wild up in here.
It's fire department. I got a fire raging in my front yard.
Oh, why did you set your front yard on fire? Are you drinking again?
I'm not allowed to drink anymore, so I need some kind of excitement in my life.
Okay. So yeah, Power Mania will do it.
Holler at me, man. I got you, bro.
All right, do we have any parting shots here?
Yeah, man. What about my list? I never got. Can I roll off my most overrated list?
Let's do it.
All right, real quick. At number 5, I didn't have Georgia on the list until Dane mentioned it, but I'm going to put Georgia and Florida at number 5.
Tied for 5th. Okay.
And it's because of their bowl records. Florida, though they have won 7 conference titles and 11 appearances, hitting up the SEC record since 1992. But their bowl record is only 5-23. They're 23-21 in the bowl. That's barely winning the bowl. At 4, I've got the University of Notre Dame. And the only reason Notre Dame's not higher than number 4 is because they have 102 All-Americans and 7 Heisman winners in their history, which is, historically that's pretty impressive, but they haven't won a national title since 1988, and they're a non-conference team, so they probably should be a little higher on the list, but I got them at 4. Mm-hmm. Nebraska is at number 3, and I don't even know why we talk about Nebraska still, to be honest with you. I mean,
still in the 90s. We're just not that far away. We're not that far away from the 90s still.
Well, 97, right? The last time they won a national championship, but year, I think.
But 94 and 95. I mean, that was some of the 2 of the best teams I've ever seen.
Oh,
especially 95.
And Lawrence Phillips. I mean, Lawrence Phillips is still considered one of the greatest high school prospects there ever was. I mean, he was raw.
I think if we get into the next decade and Nebraska doesn't figure this thing out, I think they're really gonna start dropping.
My money's on the fact that they won't figure it out. I think Nebraska, even with Scott Frost, they're not winning the Big Ten next year.
I don't want to go into a long conversation about it, but I think that a lot of Nebraska's problem is they should really get back to the Big 12 because they don't have any natural rivalries where they're at. And it's killing their recruiting.
Yeah.
And it destroyed the Big 12 to me when they separated. Mm-hmm. I've never looked at it the same. But anyways, Nebraska's 3rd on my list. On 2nd, I've got another tie. I've got Texas and Texas A&M both at 2nd because everything's bigger in the state of Texas.
And they do have a lot of money. I mean, between the 2 of them, they probably a quarter of college football revenue.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what do they have to show for it? Their trophy.
Not a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Oklahoma has dominated them conference-wise for the last 20 years, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And so Texas and both Texas A&M, Jimbo's coming along. I am a little worried about him in the SEC West. I'm not going to lie, but I still think Texas A&M is one of those teams that'll find a way to fail somehow. I mean, like I said, we beat them last year, and I didn't even think we were capable of beating them. So,
I mean, the only way to make it worse is to put Muskrat over there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
And so that's Muskrat. And coming top of my list, and I have always felt this way about the Michigan Wolverines. I don't know why, but they've never impressed me much. They're again like Texas, they get dominated by Ohio State.
Michigan is the undisputed. I mean, on everybody's list, Michigan tops everybody's list.
And they have a lot of national championships. They got 11 national championships or something. But you got to go back to 1906 and shit to find some of them.
And I want to throw this out before I hang up on you guys. You gotta mention Troy too. I mean, what has Troy done besides beating LSU at LSU in the last 5 seasons?
They upset someone else though. I forget who it was, but they actually did pull off one other upset.
They almost beat Clemson a few years ago.
They played the shit out of him. That was the same year that Clemson won the national title, I believe.
Yeah.
In 16. Jerry?
They took Chip Lindsey off our fucking hands, so thank you.
They did. Yeah, let's get finished. Y'all want it? Dane's got a fire going on. We got the police in the neighborhood. We got, man, before shooting starts, we got...
All right.
I'm drunk.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
say something real fast?
Go ahead.
All right, Dane. Last time Clemson beat Alabama for the national championship game, we come back to hold them under a touchdown. I think next year it's going to be even worse than that. I think we're going to hold y'all to 0 points.
All right. We're setting up our next segment right here. Y'all heard it here first. Dane responds on the next segment. All right, guys.
We're going to talk some Alabama Auburn too coming up soon, so
we will.
Appreciate it, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
See you later.
All right, everybody have a good night.
See y'all.
Find Smacking Off the podcast on YouTube, at Podcast Garden, Google Play Music, and iTunes. Make sure to check out the 9 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday and Friday Facebook Live episodes at #FamilySmack.